is Off the Pages. We are here again for another episode of the Mount Rushmore series that we're doing over here at Off the Pages, okay? We're doing a Mount Rushmore of heroes, villains, shows, series, movies, everything that has anything to do with comic books. We're doing it, people, okay? And you know what you clicked on today? Today is the Mount Rushmore of animated movies. You know what you clicked on. I'm Daniel. That's Ant-Man. We're here to give you guys a hell of a show today. So, are we rock, paper, scissors in it? Who's going first? What we doing for it?
You can go first.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
Because I know you don't have any of mine, so it's fine.
If you don't have this first one that I'm about to name, we're just going to have to talk about this off camera. It's going to be ugly. First off is Mount Rushmore of animated movie is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, okay?
We don't have the same one.
It's wow. The greatest animated movie ever. We are talking about Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. We're talking about, when it comes to origin stories, this might have been the best origin story ever told in everything.
That's a fair assessment.
This is what we're here to talk about. When you talk about character development, this guy had to develop on the fly and everything, okay? He had to learn from all his mistakes, and I'm talking whole lot of mistakes. Even though everybody makes mistakes at that age and that time in their life and everything, but being a superhero as a teenager on the fly, like, wow.
You have all the other ones.
Storytelling, amazing. I would say special effects, but it's animated. But fight scenes, amazing. Like pacing. The pacing of this was just so good. Everything went together and it flowed like it's supposed to. The music, the score for this, top notch. I mean, somebody played the music for this over and over and over again. I'm not saying names. I'm not pointing fingers. But they were in love with this and everything. I bet. What? You said you feel like singing? Go ahead, sing this song.
I never said those words out of my mouth.
I'm just saying though. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. That's my first one. Possibly number one, but I don't do orders. But it's definitely up there on the Mount Rushmore.
That has to be number one. You said it's the greatest animated movie of all time. That already starts in order.
I'm just here to set it off, okay? Set it off. Number two, not in any particular order, but number two, Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. Wow, you want to talk about?
Damn, I should have went first.
You want to talk about consequences? Woo-wee!
All right, that's all you gotta say. I got the rest.
You can have the rest.
No, I'm still.
No. I know you're gonna give into it and go dive into it. I'll let you have your time and everything. But I just want to say that when superheroes, when you can't go to war with a bunch of non-killers. When Damian, I think that's not verbatim what Damian Wayne said in the movie.
That was the sentiment.
Pretty much what he said. How you going to go to war and you ain't got no killers? Somebody's got to get killed. Somebody's got to die. What you just going to put?
Can't fight Darkseid and like I'm not going to kill him.
You're going to go to somebody. You're going to go to a planet with a killer and be like, we're just going to lock you up. We're going to.
How do you even lock up Darkseid?
Yeah. What was the end goal supposed to be? We're going to beat you up and then you're not going to be bad again. That's like Batman beating up Joker and then Joker just being like, you left me alive. What are we doing?
He does that all the time.
What you doing?
He does that all the time.
I'm going to come back and I'm going to be bad. Like, I don't know what they were anticipating to happen when they went to that planet. But I know what Darkseid anticipated to happen when it happened. And it happened. And it made for an amazing movie. He'll tell you more because obviously he has it on his Mount Rushmore too. My next one. This one might not be on everybody's list, but Batman Mask of the Phantom.
I knew you were going to pick that one.
Batman Mask of the Phantom.
I knew you were going to pick that.
I wanted to put red under the red hood on there, but I was like, nah, I like Batman Mask Mask of the Fantastic.
You could have put both.
I saw that sucker when it came out in theaters. Okay,
That joint has a special place in your heart, don't it?
that has a place in my heart for sure. The way that the twist on it and it being the female being the villain and the way Bruce Wayne was in love and the story and Joker was a different side of Joker, and Joker was like more of a hitman, a man for hire, a bad guy for hire, and he was like, whoa, that's not who y'all think it is and everything. Y'all got it messed up. Like, this person is here. That movie was amazing, okay? I recommend that movie every time people ask me, yo, what should I be watching? Batman Mask of the Fantastic. Watch that sucker, okay? Sit down, get ready to watch this, okay? It's a little, it feels dated, but it's still great, okay? It's an amazing story, amazing animation, especially for the time period, the time it came out in. This is it right here, people. This is, at that time, it was peak animated movies. It's evolved since then, but it's still on my Mount
Still
Rushmore.
golden.
It is for sure. Last one. I don't know if I'm allowed to pick this one because we're doing comic book ones, so I'm going to ask you right now.
Here we go again.
I'm not going to start any trouble. Yeah,
pick your movie, man.
I'm going to go with Justice League, The Flashpoint Paradox.
No, why would it the one that was going to cause a controversy?
No. Justice League.
You got to tell me the one that's going to cause.
The Incredibles.
You could have picked that one. It's fine. No, you couldn't have.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you could have.
But, okay, before I get to Justice League Flashpoint Paradox, Incredibles is a great movie that I think half the people in the world have already seen anyway, and you know what The Incredibles is. But we're talking about comic book movies, all right? Animated comic book movies, specifically Justice League Flashpoint Paradox. This one specifically was created based off of how good of the comic book Flashpoint Paradox was. Like, how top notch of a comic book story it was. They was like, yo, we can't let this go unnoticed. It has to be converted into animation. Like, the people need to see this. And like, we did see it. It was, for me, I know people are going to be like, that, it wasn't even as good as screw you. It was. Okay? It was amazing. The animation, the characters, especially the kind of characters that were used for this particular storyline and how they changed some of the people's lives, and then they still made it possible that this storyline intertwined with Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. Like, they made them all interconnected.
Well, this was the start of the DC animated universe, right?
It was, yes.
That's what I say.
It was around. It was
the start of it. That's where it all stems from. When he ran back in time and then ran in time to fix it, they had to go back and undo what he fixed. And that's what started. That's what caused the DC animated universe.
Mm-hmm. This movie and the comic book that it comes from is so good and everything. They even used it for the Flash movie and everything. A little snippet of it and everything. It's still the Flash.
The Flash movie did a terrible job with it.
Nonetheless, this all stems from the same thing, which is a Flashpoint paradox, and I like it. I'm thinking I don't like it. I love
it. You good now?
I'm done.
Can I go?
It's all yours.
You need a smoke break or something, my guy?
It's all yours.
Alright. The realness for the animated Mount Rushmore comic book movies, because whatever he did was terrible. Number one.
Wow, they didn't need that, buddy.
Yeah, they did. TMNT. There it is. We drop it right there. If there's a question about comic books, the answer will always be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The film from 2007 was a great family drama. Point blank period. You saw characters coming from a family that was separating and had to find their way back to each other. It all started with Leo and Raph. And that fight scene that they had in the end, is one of the greatest moments in all of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle lore. Point blank, period. All the real ones know. If you're a real one, you know. And it's similar to the very first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie. It blended the original comic and how they were a little darker and that tone of it with the Ninja Turtles that are the most popular. You know, they all have their different colors and different personalities. It blended those two tones well, just like the first Ninja Turtle movie did. If you don't believe me, you can go back and watch it.
Nope.
You can watch it together. You can watch it goddamn. And the character development you saw every turtle go through, because they were all separated from each other, all living people who've been in bad families or dysfunctional families or whatever know that y'all can all be living in the same roof and live completely different lives, not talking to each other, not communicating. One word here, a little miscommunication there, it all blows up. And Master Splinter's looking at it, and telling Leo, you got to bring them together. And it's everybody's bumping heads. Great. Yeah, the villain sucks. Who cares? It wasn't about the villain. It was about the turtles. And then even Casey Jones grew up in this movie. He went from, hey, I don't know what's going on, to I want to marry her, but you know, I ain't got everything together and all that. Like, look, man, stop it. Settle down. She loves you. You love her. You have a decent life. Put it down. And he did. Raphael, coming from the Knight Rider, running around doing his own vigilante thing, to being back into the fold after the fight with Leo, and that family came together to save Leo and stop the brothers that were trying to take over the world with the stone. Don't worry about the villain. Just know they had to stop him. TMNT, my guy. Wow. Number 2, the greatest Spider-Man movie of all time, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. That's why I don't have Into Spider-Man. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is the greatest Spider-Man movie of all time. No ifs, ands, buts about it. I said it when I walked out the theater, when I first saw it, and I stand by it today. All right?
The second one?
The second one. I said it and I went by it. The backstories you got for several other characters in that story was phenomenal. You got Gwen Stacy's background. That was heartbreaking. You know it was. Spider-Man 2099. You saw his backstory. That was amazing, and it hurt you. What they were putting Miles Morales to and how they all were trying to treat him bad, and he ducked up out of there and still took him on. Fantastic. The animation in that movie, with the mix between hand drawing, the different styles of animation, the way the colors stream, and every Spider-Man in their universe looked different, and you can see the difference between each one. That was weird. That was phenomenal. What are you talking about, bro? When you went into my eyes hurt. You're stupid. Yeah, you know, I know you're lying. And you want to talk about soundtracks? Metro Boomin, you did it again. You did it again, Metro.
Really?
Metro.
Really?
Yes, really. Way better than the first one. And I stand by it. I'm not lying. I said it from the beginning. I said it when I first heard it. I said, the first one is still good. It's still great. But the second one, Metro! Did it again, my guy. And, for point out, it's the most rewatchable movie, that's not an insert one, I have ever seen in my life. I can rewatch that movie all the time. It is what it is. Golden. Number 3. You said it, I said it, we both meant it. Justice League Dark Apocalypse War.
Hey.
Here we go. Justice League, I'm going to point this out. Justice League Apocalypse War is the greatest DC animated film of all time.
Whoa.
And it is the DC animated version of Avengers Infinity War and Endgame. It had all the elements and it did it. Some would say, not me, but some would say slightly better. Ooh. It's a perfect tone of what happens when you really, like Daniel said, you go to war and you're not ready to really go to war. You're ready to smack him up a little bit. You think I'm going to punch him hard enough and he going to quit and it'll be over. No, that's not what you do with dogs. He got that close to your world, he was coming for real things. Just be honest. And I love the fact that the actions and the battle scenes, people weren't just miraculously made of people. Characters that you know and love, that you grew up watching, who everybody knows have never died. And they died like It's not like they died and they got brought back and they coming back. Lois Lane is dead. She died in that. She died. The suit, like everybody was out their comfort zone and everybody was coming together. And I know I make fun of Superman a lot, but this was the perfect. What's the word I'm looking for? This is the perfect example. There it is. I found it. Perfect example of how, in a dark tone, Superman is always a light. Because no matter how dark it seemed, Superman was the light that everybody was following to try to get back. Like, we can save the world. And without his powers, he was literally, he was the beacon of hope. And then when he ended up getting his powers back, everybody felt a little better. I'm not gonna lie. That's what Superman's all about. He's still a bitch.
Hope.
Number 4.
Hope.
This one.
Hope.
From the very first time I saw this movie, I knew it was one of the greats. Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker.
Oh, wow.
My gosh.
Didn't see that coming.
I don't care what nobody says. And I'm going to put it. Let me start over. I don't care what nobody says. Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker is the greatest Batman movie, live action or animated, of all time. Point blank, period. You can argue with anybody else, but I'm telling you, you put that movie next to any other Batman movie, it goes toe to toe without question.
It's not even worth arguing. I'm not going to argue.
The detective work in this movie is better than any detective movie you've ever seen in any Batman movie. Point blank, period. And I'm cooling the Batman in it. And that detective work with the Riddle. This is better. Because you wanted to know, how did the Joker come back some 40 years later and still be Joker? And what Joker did to that Bat family changed it changed Barbara Gordon, Dick Grayson, and Bruce Wayne. And I'm using their real names because after that, outside of Batman, they stopped being superheroes. That's what he did to them so crazy. Wow. Tell me I'm wrong.
Wrong.
I'm wrong? So after, you remember what happened to Tim Drake?
No, I don't care about that part. I'm talking about, Batman, this movie being...
No, it is.
Keep going. Keep going. Tim, what did he do? Keep going. Yeah.
You remember what he did to Tim? Mm-hmm. He captured him, tortured him, and turned him to his own little son.
Hey, do your thing, brother. Keep on telling you. This is your moment.
The fight scenes in this were spectacular. And it wasn't just Batman Beyond fight. Like, Terry had to fight some henchmen, which really the old school Joker gang, without the Batsuit. Because remember, he had ended up quitting because Bruce Wayne said, "You're done being Batman. It's over." He's like, no, you're done. And then they still went after Tim Drake. I mean, not Tim Drake. What is that thing? Terry McGinnis. They still went after Terry. And he had to fight him in that club. Remember, he was in the club with his girl. And he still had to take him out. He was showing he was Batman with or without the suit. Came back, got the suit, and went to work. And then his final fight with Joker, he broke the code and turned Joker, make Joker go all wild, and then touched that boy up something serious. Ooh. He's like, "You're not finally Batman." He's like, "I'm not your Batman."
Oh, dang.
I loved it. Loved it. And at the end, when Bruce Wayne finally came back to Drake, like after all said and done, and Tim Drake was in the hospital because, he got brain control, and Barbara went to go visit him, and Terry McGinnis went to go visit him. Nobody thought Bruce was coming. He said, "This is where I had to be." And then he turned to Terry and said, "You've always been Batman." Roll credits. Fuck out of here. Greatest Batman movie of all time. No ifs, ands, and buts about it, my guy. That's my list. Timothy. I got it. Timothy. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. And Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker. The 4 greatest animated movies of all time.
Comment section's open, people. Let us know your...
It's not open. It's closed. Count that down.
Let us know your favorite animated movies, your Mount Rushmore. You've heard his. You've heard mine. Let's hear it. Till next time, guys. It's our Mount Rushmore series. We'll see you guys next time.
Deuces.